Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday, October 16th. And we are once again in the saddle, ready to hit the road and see what kind of trouble we can get into this week. So, we are at the home planet, the Death Star, as it were. We're at MNS1 Express Inc.'s world headquarters in Plainfield, Illinois, and we are taking a scenic loop around the yard just for the hell of it.
Turn right.
And so we're still attached to the trailer that we picked up on Friday in Springfield, Missouri, and we are going to run that out to Atkinson, Illinois this morning, and that is out west on I-80. So that should be a straight shot, and I have already heard from my rock star dispatcher that he already has a load ready and wanting to know when I'm going to get there and all that good stuff. He likes to get nervous. I gotta make sure that he understands I'm never late unless it's an act of God that I can't control. Late is not in my vocabulary. It's not in my DNA. I'm of German heritage. We are punctual people. So when I was raised, it was on time is not the time you have to be there. On time is 15 minutes or more early. That's on time. So anyhow, that kind of sticks with you. And so we shall be there well in advance of the due date for the shipment. And we'll be ready to rock and roll once they offload us. And so we will see what this week brings as we exit our mothership and we head out into the wild blue yonder that is the trucking universe. So let's keep our fingers and toes crossed that it's uneventful and smooth sailing all week. Let's see what happens. So we are rolling on Interstate 80 heading west, and as you might be able to see, I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera view, but we are almost in the beautiful town of Morris, Illinois, and we've got another 86 miles to go till we get to our destination. And it just occurred to me, I looked at the channel stats for my channel on YouTube this morning, and a couple of shocking things. First one being that we're almost at 1,000 subscribers. That's amazing. So the subscriber count is now over 900, which still boggles my mind that I have more than 3 followers, let alone 900 plus approaching 1,000. So that's pretty damn cool. So thank you to everybody who has subscribed, and I very much appreciate your support. So thank you for that. And if you have not subscribed, I guess this is where YouTube wants all of its content creators to beg and plead and please subscribe. Whatever. Subscribe if you like it and you feel like it, and don't if you don't, and that's all good. I won't hate you. I will understand. It's all good. But of course, if you do subscribe, I appreciate you just a little bit more. So thank you for that. And so that was one observation. The second one is a little experiment I decided to do. So I had a video where I, got a little goofy in the morning when I was recording it, and God, that's a shocker, right? I tend to be kind of a goofy person, very much a quiet introvert by nature. If you met me in public, I probably wouldn't say much. I would be nice and friendly and give you a nod or a smile or what have you, but I wouldn't be the first one to start talking. I can assure you of that. So I'm much more introverted than I am extroverted. So part of my little goofiness was, if you did see the video, I was talking about how I don't have the company emblem on the hood of this truck and how it looks so naked to me. And then, you know, just out of nowhere, my brain went to, hey, it's full frontal nudity, truck edition, right? So, and then later on, as I was editing, I was just like, you know, the little evil guy on the shoulder and the good guy on the shoulder. Yeah, the little evil guy got to me and said, let's experiment here. Let's title the video something audacious and, you know, kind of basically clickbait, right? And see what happens. So that's exactly what I did. I named the video Full Frontal Nudity. So you can't get much more of a, you know, a wallop upside the head as far as grabbing somebody's attention, right? So, and sure enough, as I look at the stats as of this morning, you know, most of my videos, since I am such the YouTube sensation, most of my videos get, I don't know, 200 to 300, maybe 600 views, something like that. That's about normal for the viewer count on my videos, and that's great. That's fine. I like I've said from the beginning, I've never intended to be some YouTube superstar. I just do this for fun. So, you know, it really doesn't matter either way. I just do this because it's fun for me. But I just, I looked at the stats, and as I said, most of my view counts on videos are somewhere in the few hundreds, right? Yeah, as of this morning, the full frontal nudity video is at 2.6K. So 2,600 views as opposed to 200 or 300 views, which leads me to a couple of conclusions. Number one, that there is a reason why clickbaits exist in our world, because unfortunately they do work. It is extremely effective as far as getting attention. And the second larger thing that I learned is that y'all are a bunch of perverts. You're a bunch of heathen perverts, and you're gonna burn in hell. Oh, I kid. But you are all perverts.
Take exit 27 on the right toward Golba.
Well, we are arriving at our receiver out in the middle of the corn and bean fields in Illinois. Oh, there's a Love's here. Look at that. All right. Well, it's not necessarily the complete middle of nowhere, but it's out here. Let's see. It's not far off the highway.
In 1/4 mile, turn right on South State Street.
Ah, the girls are battling each other with directions. Yes, if you didn't know, or if you've forgotten, I always run 2 GPSs. So I have
right at the stop sign.
The Garmin, which just yacked at me, and I run Trucker Path on an iPad, which is that one. And there are a few different reasons for my madness behind that. But let's see here. Yeah, I'll wait for this truck. I don't like turning in front of people. Yeah, I have the Garmin is kind of self-contained, as it were. It will give you directions no matter what the status of an internet connection or a cell phone connection or anything like that. The Trucker Path application running on the iPad, that requires a cellular service to operate. And there is a theory with that if one craps out, you still have the other. Or if you have no cell reception, you still have the other, and yada, yada, yada. But the other thing is that they both have certain things that they're really good at and certain things that they're not so great at. And so between the two of them, I prefer, you know, the Garmin for certain things. I prefer Trucker Path for certain other things. So between the two of them, I get everything that I want or need when I need it. So that's why I run 2. So we are now in the small town of what I can only assume is Atkinson. I've never been here. Yep. Atkinson Public Library off to our left, so, and we need
Turn
to
right
hit
at the stop sign.
Route 6 and take a right. So this is another very, very common part of trucking. Pulling into these small towns that you never would have otherwise even known existed, and finding businesses with a 72-foot long truck on roads that aren't really meant for them. So I'm going to turn out so he can turn in. And yeah, as you can see, these roads were not made for trucks. And that's common. So, you know, when you start driving, you start figuring that out real quick, that you got to do everything super wide, and you got to really be careful. And you have to have a lot of patience and wait your turn. Wait till there's a safe opportunity to do whatever the turn is that you need to do, because you can't or you shouldn't you know, just pull out in front of people or tangle with traffic in any way. So that's the name of the game with a truck. Never, ever, ever tangle with traffic. You always want to be clear of everybody. So, according to Trucker Path, we are rapidly approaching.
In 500 feet, arrive at 740 East Henry Street on the left.
Okay, there's Waffles Hybrids.
The destination is on your left.
And that is probably not a truck entrance. Let's see. Oh, it is. Yay. All right. So we will swing around in. And they want us to call. Okay, so we will call. All right. So let me give them a call and see where they want us. All right, well, and another thing that's not terribly uncommon, went to check in that office or call that number, nobody answers the number. Went to the office, nobody's in the office, which is not uncommon. So I ended up walking around until I found a guy driving a pickup truck who was just about leaving, and he was kind enough to direct me to the very back part of this whole facility. And said, you'll find somebody back there that'll know what's going on. And I did. There was a guy who greeted me here. And now we're going to get offloaded. So some of the driving a truck is detective work. You got to figure out where the hell to go. But, you know, no big deal. It's all good. And I'm trying to get this trailer over and it doesn't want to go. There we go. Don't know which way is up right now. There we go. I think I'm getting a little closer to center. Nope. Kind of hard to see. Anytime you have to go under a roof from bright daylight outside, you can't really see what's going on in there. I see one big ass wheel truck there. Don't want to hit it. I think we're clear of it. I think. I hope. Yeah, we're about an inch clear of it. Wow, how's that for some skill? Oh, there's a dock. I felt it. Get on there. There we go. Kaboom. All right. We've landed.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Okay, we are offloaded. That was quick. Some very, very nice people there. And huge plastic vat tub kind of things. I'm assuming to hold seeds. since this is a hybrid seed company. And yeah, interesting all the stuff you get to see. So all the grain conveyors and different buildings, and have no idea what any of it does, but it's still cool. So, oh gosh, yeah, all John Deere green and yellow. Yeah, we are in ag country, that is for sure. It's all about grain and seeds and fields and yields and harvests and
5 miles ahead.
yeah, cool stuff. And they even have a rail line coming behind them, so looks like they do some pretty serious business here. So we need to get ourselves underneath this grain elevator, and I sure hope we fit. It looks like we will. What's the height of a semi-truck, kids? 13.6. Right, we're good there. And this looks like it will also clear. All right, I think it's 13.6 at the corner. Just to be sure, I'm going to make sure I roll down the window and look. I can't imagine them not making that over 13.6, but you never know. Yeah, we're good. Ooh, some sort of big ass machine's being picked there. Wonder what that is. Some sort of huge blower machine of some sort. Anyway, cool stuff. Nice people, cool stuff. Quick offload. Can't complain.
Turn right on US 6.
Whatever that is, it's big. Not necessarily heavy though, because a tow truck brought it in. But big. Probably expensive. So, alright, we are just about to get the heck out of here. We are going to head over to the Clinton, Iowa area, which is a little over an hour away, or actually almost dead on an hour away. And in Clinton, Iowa, there's some sort of a chemical company that we're going to pick up our next load. That's going to Maple Park, Minnesota. Delivers tomorrow morning. So, off and running we go. Oh, I always love when I get a chance to drive through the little LeClaire, Iowa area here along the river. Don't get to drive this road very often, but every now and then I do, and it is absolutely beautiful. Look at that gorgeous river to our right, the mighty Mississippi. Absolutely gorgeous. And now the trees turning on the left. What a beautiful area. So we are in Iowa, as I said. We are in LeClaire, Iowa. And for those who might be interested, this is the hometown of the American Pickers show. So that's where the show originated, here in LeClaire. But anyway, we are heading towards Clinton, Iowa, to our next receiver. But I just wanted to flip the cameras on here for just a moment, just to capture the river. And always love anything that has to do with the Mississippi River. It is just a beautiful, beautiful river, all the way up and down. And the railroad running alongside it, on both sides actually. Very cool. And those people that have their houses right there, boy, they're lucky until it floods. I would not want to be there when the Mississippi starts overflowing its banks. That would be a scary, scary place to be. Because that river is powerful enough when it's not at overflood stage, but when it floods, boy, that is a force of nature. Yeah, there ain't no stopping that thing. Anyway, we are getting our way closer to Clinton, and I will flip things on when we're there. And our magical mystery tour for today continues. We are in Iowa. We are on US 30, heading east. Yeah, so the route we came up the river just connected to Route 30, and then we had just a very brief little mile or two to come east.
Now keep right.
And we are going to be turning right on Anamosa Road here. I've never been here. There's some sort of refinery of some kind.
In 1 mile, arrive at 3400 Anamosa Road, Comanche, Iowa.
And
52732
Equistar Chemical.
On the
Huh.
right.
Well, Equistar Chemical is what we need. I'm assuming that they do something that is grain-based here, because this is corn country. And of course, one of the things that is made with corn is ethanol, which would be, of course, a chemical. But I'm sure that there are many other things and derivatives and chemicals and compounds that they develop and monkey around with and create and synergize and God only knows what else. I'm not a scientific genius by any long stretch of the imagination, but I know that there's all sorts of crap that you can make out of all sorts of crap. How's that for a quote? All sorts of crap you can make with all sorts of crap. Right, so deliveries use entrance D. Okay, so we're not a delivery, we're a pickup, but let's assume that we're going to the same place. So once again, part of the joy and fun of trucking is hitting these massive facilities that you have no clue where to go. So you just try to use common sense and think, where would semi-trucks go? And I see a couple right there, so that makes me feel a little bit better that we may in fact be accurate here. Let's see if he's going to stop short for me. No, he's not.
The destination is on your right.
Courtesy went by the wayside a long time ago. Anyhow, we managed. And that looks like a shipping and receiving office right there. So I'm going to pull up alongside Mr. XPO, who is departing. And we will see if we're in the right spot. I certainly hope so.
In 1/4 mile.
Cool looking
turn right
place.
on Anamosa Road, then take the first right.
I'm going to stick with my my guess that there is at least some part of this that is ethanol. But who knows? Maybe I'm completely wrong. So we will find out shortly. We are successfully loaded with a whole bunch of stuff. It's some sort of plastic stuff or polymer stuff or some kind of stuff like that. And that facility was a facility that makes polymers and plastics. So there you go. Nothing to do with corn whatsoever. So I was completely freaking wrong. So there you go. Anyhow, I would have put the cameras on in there and, gotten the, approach to the dock and backing in and all that good stuff. But they had a very strict policy of no cameras, no video, no nothing. No sources of ignition of any kind. You have to have a hard hat and goggles, can't leave your truck. Have to know what all the emergency beacons are and sounds and all that good stuff. Had to sit through an entire orientation with this very long, protracted video of all of the safety and regulation stuff for that facility. Then a security badge, and it was a whole long process. I mean, I was in that security office for, I don't know, 20 minutes, half hour, something like that, just to be able to drive the truck into the facility. So yeah, that's kind of unusual. You don't go to places like that every day, so. But, other than all of that stuff, just a normal facility. You drive in, back up to a door, they load you, and off you go. So we are on US 30 in Iowa, heading west. We're heading towards Cedar Rapids. I have driven this stretch many times because when I was with the Schneider Walmart account, we delivered Walmart groceries up to Cedar Rapids and Waterloo and all of that whole stretch. So We are going to pick up Interstate 380 and head on up kind of the same way you head up to Shell Rock, Iowa, to the distribution center there. But we're going to head up and eventually run into Interstate 35, and we're heading towards Minneapolis because the receiver for this shipment is kind of on the northwest outer fringes of the greater Minneapolis metro, and it's an appointment for tomorrow morning at 8 in the morning. So I'm just going to go and drive up there and get as close as I can, hopefully find a rest area with a spot for me, and shut down and get it there in the morning. So, well, hello there, Cedar Rapids. How the heck are you guys today? It is a bright sunny day for a change. Absolutely beautiful outside, and we are coming in to Cedar Rapids, a city I think is just cool as hell. I love the way this city looks on the river. Really neat. So I figured I'd flip on the cameras and see if we can capture a little bit of Cedar Rapids today. And hopefully, with the new side angles, and hopefully not too much obnoxious reflective glare hitting the camera, because I don't have those glare stopping hoods for the camera lenses yet. Hopefully it'll capture the downtown and river area, because I think it looks really cool when you pass by. And of course there's the old Quaker Oats facility, which will be coming up on our right hand side right now, but it will be passing right by it. It'll be on our left as we cross over the river. And it's just a cool layout. I think Cedar Rapids is a really pretty town. There's Quaker Oats out ahead of us. Pretty famous company, I would say. It's been there for a very, very long time. And yeah, off to the right, there's the river. The Cedar River snaking through town. Very cool looking. Really, really neat town. So I am glad I can capture it today, because every time I come through here, either I don't have the right camera set up, or the weather isn't cooperating, or I don't know, the list goes on. But I think I got it. It's not a huge city by any long stretch, but it's a cool one.